Hey everyone, welcome back to the Salty Bible Podcast. It is your hosts, Scott Zorn and me, Blair Soto. We are in season 3. This is episode 4. We are in chapter 4 of Revelation. Just continuing through it.
We're trying.
We're trying.
People have to know, like, our state of mind.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
It is absolute chaos.
To get to the point where I say, hey everyone, welcome back to the Salty Bible. It is such madness before we start that. And by madness, we're talking about everything and nothing just to like get the wiggles out.
Yeah.
Before a recording.
Yeah.
And I think one day I'll just like create like a chaos episode.
Yeah.
And it'll just be snips of all the crazy stuff we say before we actually record a podcast.
As long as I get to edit it.
You have executive producer creative control on this, for sure.
I'm hoping, yeah.
For sure.
What's been crazy is we haven't met in like over a month.
Yeah.
Literally real time.
Right.
And a lot of it has to do with just 2026 has just gotten off to a wonky start.
Yeah.
A wonky start. So Blair, just this last week and a half or whatever.
Yeah.
Blair has been sick. Her husband's sick. She was so sick that she had laryngitis, so we had to cancel some recording times.
No voice at
None
all.
at all. Although we both, I had a cold too at the time, and I thought, well, that'd be a fun one to record.
Oh, man.
Hey, what's going on?
The lower register of my voice, I sounded just so raspy, but it took, I was like yelling to even get that out.
To get some out, yeah. And then you miraculously, you and Ross, he had COVID, you were just laryngitis, and then
upper respiratory infections.
He miraculously, you guys got better.
Yeah.
Saw you on Sunday. Everybody's like, woo, happy.
We're back.
Yeah, everything's great. And hugs are going around, breathing the same air. And then the next morning, this past Monday, so just 4 days ago, folks.
Yeah.
I get this text saying, okay, Sunday Blair is different from Monday Blair. And I'm like, oh no.
Day and night.
You had COVID.
I got mollywomped with COVID on Monday morning.
And I'm just surprised that we're here today.
You know, you and me both, man.
I don't know how you're... I have a feeling you're still contagious, and then I'm going to like be done for the next 2 weeks.
I have been reassured by my primary care physician that is simply not true.
I don't trust him. I know him.
He's a good dude. He's a good dude. He tells me that I am no longer contagious. And I'm thrilled to be here because I am out of the 4 walls of my home. I don't want to go home for a little while. I've been home a lot as someone who's not used to being home a lot. Like I'm always bopping around, always on the go. Even when I'm home, I work from home. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's different when you're sick and you're incapable of just being the human that you are. But I would, to you guys were sick. Or Carrie was sick.
She's still sick.
Carrie's still sick. Carrie got sick on your cruise.
She's in week 4.
Carrie caught a bug on the cruise.
Yeah, she had shards of glass in her throat. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, just
and a sinus infection, and then it's just held on. So she's on. I think we counted last night. Box 12 of Kleenexes since we got home.
Gosh,
since we got home.
It's not even while traveling.
No, since February 1st. Man. So 2 weeks.
13 days. Yeah.
She's gone through 12 boxes of Kleenexes.
That's wild.
I know. So it's just hanging on.
Oh, and before all of that, by the way, remember the stomach flu hit my house.
Oh, yeah.
Because James just like barfed out of nowhere. Then Henry got sick. And, I was like.
So we've canceled a million times to get
have.
to this episode.
This is a huge win.
Big win. And in fact, I forgot what Blair looked like.
I know.
So I was driving home today from Racquetball over in Shanahan. And lo and behold, I'm coming up to Love's.
Oh!
And there's this great big billboard, and it says, Blair Soto, realtor, EXP. And I was like,
yeah.
Hey, that's what she looks like.
Oh,
okay,
yeah, I remember
cool.
her.
Yeah, I know her. I might see her later today.
My billboard on Route 6. It's so funny because I forget.
It's big.
It is big. Ross gifted me that for Christmas.
Oh, Ross, you're a good dude.
Such a nice Christmas
gift.
gift.
Good gift.
Yeah, I know. I was like, geez, that's a really nice gift. But he knows his wife, right? Because he did not design it for me. He did not, like, he took me to the empty ad space and was like, I bought this ad space for you for the next year. You now have to design it. And I was thrilled because if he had designed it and put it up, I would have been like, wait a minute.
That's not what I wanted.
Hold up. I probably would have loved it, but it's like the control freak in me, the type A human that squats inside of me and will not go away, would have been like, but that's really nice, but like that's not what I would have wanted.
It's a great place, right? As you come to the light.
Yeah.
Love's station there, and there you are. Boom.
Yeah, it was a great Christmas gift.
Boom.
Yeah,
So
very thoughtful.
Fun. That was fun to see. I was like, okay.
How was racquetball? Humbling?
Very.
Oh, okay.
We have a new guy.
New guy to your crew or new guy to racquetball?
To our crew. He's played.
He has played. Got
He's
it.
twice the speed of anybody I've played before.
Oh, great.
He's a toothpick. He can get to anything. And so anything that I usually do and try to win didn't work.
The agility is there.
So, oh, yeah. So I walked home, took a shower, and just sat in the hot water for a long time because my bones hurt.
Oh, no.
This guy crushed us.
He's going to whip you right into shape.
I like him. He's a good dude. He's going to make me a better player. But
Totally is.
Holy cow.
Where did you come from?
I hurt. So if you hear me groaning today, it's because of that.
Because he got in his workout today.
Oh, my goodness.
I think was my biggest complaint about all this like stretch of sickness. I was in you guys, I own a gym. And I have not worked out in 2 weeks because I couldn't. Like,
yeah, you're sick.
On Sunday after I saw you at church and I held my sweet baby nephew at church for an hour, like fully convinced I am fine now. Monday woke up. My biggest complaint was that I could not get a good breath. Like I was so starved for air with this round of COVID that my heart rate was really, really high. It was like, and which freaks me out because I like had heart condition, right?
Right.
So that really was freaking me out. But more than that, it was like the mental state I was suffering with because I'm used to moving my body. It is essential to my well-being, for my mental well-being, for me to move my body. And I haven't in 2 weeks. So I was going stir crazy.
Yeah, and I haven't played racquetball in a month and a half.
Oh,
so
man.
That made it worse.
That does make it worse.
So everything hurts.
Man,
I mean, I
some
have a
tough
smile on
calls.
my face right now, but I hurt from head to toe.
Fake it till you make it.
Oh, I'm totally faking it today. In fact, I looked at my notes. I told Blair just before we came on air. It's like I have no idea what my notes say. I'm just looking and staring at them. And so, folks, you're really in for chapter 4 is going to be a doozy.
I said, welcome to my world. I stare at your notes like that every single time we record. I don't know what you're saying in these.
But do you understand it at the end?
Yeah.
Let's see, that's all that matters.
At the end, I go back and read the notes, and I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah, this one's not going to do that for you.
No.
Not as well as the other ones.
That's okay.
That's okay, too. Welcome back to Chapter 4.
Chapter 4, Revelation.
Yeah. And hopefully, as you follow along, Chapter 1 was all about Jesus and him being the main character, of course, and his divinity, his manhood, also his messiahship, all wrapped into one vision. And then that vision addresses the 7 churches and all the problems that they're experiencing, whether it's persecution or compromise with culture. Mm-hmm. They got a lot of things to deal with, right?
Yes.
And so we ended last week with Laodicea being this lukewarm church. Mm-hmm. And Jesus is going to throw up.
Yep.
Yeah, when I think of James getting sick on you, that's...
James, Henry, any of them.
Yeah. blow chunks on Mom.
At this point, I'm numb to it all.
I bet you are. All I said to Blair earlier was, I am so glad you're a young mom and I'm an old dad. Mm-hmm. So I can just remember all your stories and thank God I'm not there anymore.
Yeah. I am in the thick.
You're in the middle of it.
I really am. I'm not even close to the other side.
No.
Not even close.
No.
I'm in the thick. But it's fine. I love my kids. I love being a mom literally more than anything on this earth. I just don't love when they're sick. And I told you on our way into the church today before we recorded, I said, it's not even them. It's not even when they're sick. That kills me. It's when I know they've brought me the germs and they're not sick and I am. And they still have like all the energy in them.
They shared it with you.
And they're like, we're going to zap your energy and make you sick. And by the way, you still have to take care of us.
Yeah, you're still Mom. Yeah.
At 100 miles per hour. I'm like, okay, great. That's what I have beef with. That's not right.
Well,
Anyway.
as my friend would say to me, it could be worse. It could be happening to me.
I live, okay, well, that's funny. But I live in the, it could be worse because that's all I got to keep me above water.
That's right.
I joked that one more fever was going to send me to the loony bin.
Yeah, well.
I was going to have to check out as a mother if one more fever spiked. I'm out. I'm out. Somebody else tap in. I cannot do it anymore.
So for episode 4, we're just talking about ailments and sickness and
does that tie
kids.
into Revelation in any way, shape, or form? Or?
Yes, because the church was sick and Jesus was vomiting the church out of his mouth.
Sure.
Or about to. He's feeling nauseous.
He was a little queasy.
He was queasy in chapter 3. Yeah. So it does. Of course it ties in.
I figured.
And, we had the Church of Philadelphia with this open door, and Jesus stands at the door in Laodicea, and that door opens up. And so here, I'm going to read chapter 4 to you. Okay. We're just going to read it and listen and observe, and we'll start unpacking it. So chapter 4 says, after this, so after the 7 churches, I looked, and there before me was a door standing open in heaven. I just love how John writes. He likes to connect dots. He's talked about a door in Philadelphia, Church of Philadelphia. He's talked about the door that Jesus is knocking on in Laodicea. Mm-hmm. Now that door standing open in heaven. So we're shifting from this earthly realm to the heavenly realm. Okay. And the voice I had at first heard speaking to me like a trumpet. Hey-o. You're a trumpet. Yeah, you're a trumpet player. Talked about that later. Yeah. Said, come up here, and I will show you what must take place after this. And so at once I was in the Spirit. So the Spirit woofs him up to the heavens. And there before me was a throne in heaven with someone sitting on it. And the one who sat there had the appearance of jasper and ruby, a rainbow that shone like an emerald encircled the throne. Brilliant colors here. Yeah. Surrounding the throne were 24 other thrones. Seated on them were 24 elders. I'm going to get back to that, by the way.
Okay, 24 elders.
This is huge.
In addition to the one sitting on the throne.
Yes.
Okay.
They were dressed in white and had crowns of gold on their heads. From the throne came flashes of lightning, rumblings, and peals of thunder. In front of the throne, 7 lamps were blazing. These are the 7 spirits of God. Also in front of the throne there was what looked like a sea of glass, clear as crystal. Let's just unpack that, and we'll get to the next part later.
Has anyone ever painted that scene before, or?
I'm sure somebody has.
Because it's just so vivid.
It is.
It's so vividly described that to me, I don't have an artistic bone in my body.
Yeah,
but I can picture that. So I imagine if someone who does have an artistic, not only brain, but ability, would have tried to depict their version of that and what that looks like. Yeah. I'm going to look that up later.
So I'm sure you could go to some AI tool and say, hey, paint me a picture of Revelation 4.
Paint me a picture of Revelation 4. That would be kind of crazy to see. Okay.
So what we have here is a picture of Jasper and ruby, it says in our text. It's also another text, carnelian, which is a fiery red color. Jasper being a translucent brilliance. Okay. So what you have here is throwbacks to Exodus 28, God's glory and the high priest's breastplate looks like this jasper, translucent brilliance. Carnelian or ruby, fiery red. Exodus 28 again, blood and judgment as part of the imagery. It's a door standing open again, as I told you before, but it's also overlap or layered. Heaven and earth are not separate zip codes. Okay. They're overlapping dimensions. Okay. The Spirit lifts John to see the true government, if you will, running history. That is God and his divine counsel. And, worship isn't waiting for heaven. It's practicing heaven on earth. It's all one entity, just the veil's being pulled back, the curtain's being pulled back, and you get to see something here that...
He's allowing him to see it.
Yeah, and it's just beautiful. The heavens are standing open. Behind the veil is this incredible worship scene. And after all the churches bow down... when I preached this series, I call this chapter and chapter 5, I kind of lump them together in a sermon, so we'll get to 5 next week. But it's worship is the cure. If you're a church compromising with culture or being persecuted by culture or both and, what is the thing that you can do? What is the thing that can bring about answers or healing or comfort is worship.
Yeah.
So just, okay. You kind of said it. You wanted to get away from your crazy life, right?
Checking out.
So what did you do? You went to church.
I did.
Yeah.
And I will tell you.
And even Sunday was probably that kind of experience
for you.
It
was. My whole family, okay? We love coming to church. That's so obvious. You see it on all of our faces. Our kids literally run into the church with smiles on their faces.
They do.
They do it every Sunday. But there was like this overall attitude in our whole house of like, it's Sunday, we get to go to church. Like, who's ready to go to church? Because we were leaving the house. And not only that, it brings us such joy and peace to see our people here. It brings us such like comfort to be in that environment, to worship with other people. And my goodness, by the way, that was the first service.
Yeah.
Where both the 9 and the 10:30 were combined.
At 10 o'clock.
Room was packed.
We changed things up. Yeah.
We changed things up for the better, if you ask me. Mm-hmm. And that's me, a mom of 3 young kids, saying I'm happy to come to church earlier in the day.
Yeah.
As someone who typically shows up 5 minutes late to church every Sunday, we made it work, right? So I will be the first to say, like, if I can get out of the house 30 minutes sooner, anybody can. Okay.
Sure.
But the point I'm making is like, there was like this overall, not just to see everybody we adore, but to just worship, because it's not the same watching it on YouTube at home. It's just not.
No.
It's worshiping in a worship center with other people who are like-minded. And you just feel it deeper in that way. I
thought the atmosphere was wonderful.
Oh, I loved it.
It was encouraging. It was exciting. And
it was.
It didn't hurt that we had pigs in a blanket, popcorn,
nachos,
nachos with cheese. We did a whole Super Bowl spread.
Cookies. Everybody's in football
And then
gear.
everybody's like, can we do that next week? I'm like, no, just this week. But we'll do something once a month.
What if?
Once a month.
Okay. I was going to say, what if the members of our church are just like, we don't care what you say, and we're going to do a sign-up sheet, and we're just going to bring snacks. You can't stop us.
No, you're right.
And you'd probably enjoy it.
And I probably would. I'd be like, thank you.
But yeah. Just saying.
Worship is a cure, right?
It is.
And this is what this is all about, I think.
It cured me for a Sunday.
Like what happens when your calibration's off? So you have 7 churches and their calibration's off.
Yeah.
For one reason or another. For 5 churches, it was because they tolerated things they shouldn't. Mm-hmm. They were compromising their faith in different areas. Mm-hmm. And then 2 of the churches, it was because they were being persecuted by, seemed like Jewish people. Maybe, part of the Roman Empire was coming into play at that point in time too. But so, things are off, and it doesn't feel right. So the first thing that John gets swooped up by the Spirit to see is a worship scene where 24 elders are surrounding the throne of God, and it's described as jasper and ruby. It's described as a rainbow that it's like an emerald encircling the throne. And rainbow takes us back to Noah. Mm-hmm. That's a throw. I'm always
all
doing
the callbacks.
All the callbacks and throwbacks to the Old Testament are always there.
Right.
So you have rainbow. That, God says, I will never destroy the earth again like he did in the flood. And it's just a reminder to God that he's going to keep on blessing creation. And that emerald encircles the throne. The 24 elders in their thrones, they're seated before the throne. They are dressed in white, which means good deeds. You're going to find that in Revelation 19 when we get there. Okay. Because John does a great things like white robes equals the good deeds of the saints. And I'm like, thank you.
Spells it out.
Yeah, I love it when he spells it out, because you don't have to worry about what it means, and that's what it means. So they're dressed in white. They had crowns of gold on their heads, and so they were, let's say, vindicated in their deaths. Okay. And they're in this worship scene. And then you have this tremendous creation starting to react to the worship, lightning, rumbles, and peals of thunder. And in the front of the throne, 7 lamps were blazing, the 7 spirits. And so this is the complete, 7 being complete, the complete presence of God, the Spirit of God blazing there. And then in front of the throne would look like the sea of glass. I love that imagery. Sea of glass, clear as crystal.
Yeah.
Sea in the Old Testament, Leviathan being an Old Testament beast out of the sea, is about chaos.
Yeah.
The waters of chaos.
Danger.
You know?
No.
Don't jump in. You know, the waters are always an image of chaos and evil. And so what is
And it's sea reference, right? Like
all the time?
sea or ocean or whatever it is.
Sea.
Big bodies of water.
Yeah.
Because they mention rivers and it's typically not that.
That's life-giving.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
So a slower flow, more steady.
Yeah, the sea is
dangerous.
dangerous.
Do not enter.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. And you have, you go to Jonah, you get that story, plenty of stories. Of course, the sea was parted to get through to the promised land. And
or like Jesus walking on water.
Jesus,
he's taming the sea.
Oh.
I just got that.
And you just got what I was about to say. Good job.
I do that all the time.
You do,
but
that was such a good one.
I'm sorry.
Because what is the sea? What is it? The text says it was a sea of glass, clear as crystal. Now, the Titanic went down because it was a sea of glass. They couldn't see the sea.
No, I'm just kidding.
They hit the iceberg because the waves.
Right.
If waves were crashing, if it was windy or whatever, you would see the iceberg, right? They didn't see it.
Sure.
So sea of glass means the water is flat.
Oh.
Clear as crystal.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful. And I got to see some of that on our cruise. Some really beautiful.
Bet you did.
Crystal clear water while you guys were in the polar vortex.
You did.
I did.
Oh.
So what this text is saying, wow.
Oh, nice.
Little animosity.
I don't have any jealousy at all
None.
about that. Pray about that.
Yeah.
I'll get over it. It's fine. I'm fine.
Confession time. Right?
Yeah, right.
Go back to that.
Right.
Sea of glass, clear as crystal.
Sweating.
That's good.
Oh,
so what it tells us is that Jesus has, what did you say? Controlled it.
Controlled it. He dominated the sea.
He has control over the chaos.
That's cool.
That's the image we have here. Now, there's something that hit me as I was preparing for this, and then we canceled because of your sickness. And I didn't want to lose it because this is what things just hit me every once in a while because I've studied a lot, and sometimes the dots don't connect. Mm-hmm. But when they do, you're like, oh.
Can't believe I missed that.
Yeah, can't believe I missed that, and don't forget it.
Don't forget that.
We did a whole season on the Divine Counsel, made up of God's Divine Counsel,
right.
The divine beings, right?
Yep.
Who help, go through history, and
yes.
maybe even assist in decision making on human beings and everything. So you have this divine beings, right?
Yeah.
Some rebellious to God, some not.
Right.
But and they're divine beings. Mm-hmm. Now we have a Divine Counsel meeting here going on. We're up in the heavenlies.
24 of them, yeah.
24 who?
Do you see what I wrote here?
No. What'd you write? Oh.
What did I write? Read that.
Let me see.
It's terrible writing.
Who are the 24 elders?
Who are they?
Good job.
I was going to wait till you finished, but we're here. So I literally wrote it down because I was like, who are the 24?
She is learning in real time.
I didn't want to be rude, but
and so is everybody else, I hope.
Who are the 24?
But in
addition to?
Let me describe what I believe the 24 elders represent.
Okay.
Okay. And it could be a conglomerate of a lot of different visions and symbols. So like I've always said about the symbolism in Revelation, they can mean multiple things at the same time. They can have they call it polyvalent is what they call it.
Okay.
It has many angles to it. It's like looking at the same diamond but at different angles, and you get a different sparkle out of it. So 12 plus 12.
It's 24.
24. So that is another complete number.
Okay.
And it has significance in the Old Testament, of course. In 1 Chronicles 24, it happens to be 24. That's arbitrary, but anyway.
Oh, I was like, really?
No, put it in there later. But anyway,
right.
in 1 Chronicles 24, it says David organizes 24 priestly divisions, which represented Israel's full worship.
Oh.
So this 24 has this complete worship of the Israelites, the Old Testament. Okay, that's part of the image.
Okay.
Another part of the image, I think you have the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yes.
From the Old Testament.
Right.
All the 12 tribes.
Yep.
And then couple that with the 12 apostles of Jesus.
Oh.
So if the 12 tribes of Israel represent God's people of the Old Testament.
And then the apostles.
And the 12 apostles represent the beginnings of God's church, God's new Israel,
right.
The people of God. You combine the two and you have all the people of God.
Right.
You can have that image laid down as well.
That's cool.
Yeah. And you're going to get this in Revelation 21 when we get to the end of the book. 12 tribes, the foundations of the gates of this new city, the 12 apostles. They even spell it out a little bit more in Revelation 21. So it's one new city, one new people. They're wearing white robes. They're victory over sin. They've got good deeds on them. They have crowns on their heads. It's like an athlete's wreath. It's like we're in the Olympics right now. We're kind of watching the Olympics, and you get those.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, the gold. They're wearing crowns of gold. They're victory lappers.
That is so cool.
And here's the thing: 24 elders are in the Divine Council. This is what hit me. Hold on.
I'm processing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let your brain process. Yes.
A little bit of brain fog still from the COVID. I'm working through it. It's great.
You got COVID fog.
Yeah.
So we talked a whole season, last season, about the Divine Council, about the supernatural worldview. What hits me is, I think, and I haven't done the deep dive yet, so forgive me if I've missed something. That's very possible.
We're only human here.
Yes. But I think this is the first time in the Bible where the Divine Council are human.
Oh. Right. Because how could they be before Revelation? Because right? Because they can't be divine if they're human. But in Revelation, they can be because we've reached the goal, right? The happy ending.
I think so. I think that's where it's headed.
I think that would have to be true.
Well, I do know that Romans 8 talks about how creation is excited, anticipating the revelation of the sons of God. That's an interesting phrase that is used there in Romans chapter 8. Paul writes this, that the creation is eagerly awaiting for the sons of God to be revealed. I think, and I think Michael Heiser would agree with this when he was alive, but in his writings, I think it makes sense. All creation's waiting for the Divine Council to rule over the new heavens and the new earth in a just manner, in a kind manner, in all of God's sovereignty manner, where evil doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
We, God's crown of creation, are going to take the place of the Divine Council. That's definitely in Scripture all the way through.
For sure.
The Divine Council.
Rule with him.
There's plenty of rebellion there. And he's basically saying, you guys are going to die like mere mortals. That's Psalm 82.
Yeah.
But the goal is for us, God's people, embedded, infused and dwelled with the Holy Spirit, the very presence of God, to become his new forever Divine Council. And I think we're getting a glimpse of it here in Revelation 4.
That's crazy.
Where you have 24 elders surrounding the throne of God in this Divine Council meeting.
It's a lot.
In this worship setting.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that I notice they're humans. They're elders.
Huh.
They're not described as divine beings.
Divine beings or angels or whatever it is.
Because there are those creatures coming up in the text.
Oh.
Well, why don't we just go ahead and read that?
I remember you describing some of those in church when you covered Revelation.
Yeah. So here, let's describe them.
Yay.
So here they are. Here they are.
Some of them are kind of creepy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It freaks you out because of all the eyeballs that are involved.
It does. Yeah. I don't like that. It's weird.
It's kind of funny.
Yes.
But does that make sense? I mean, does that kick in?
It makes sense to me because, again, in all of its perfection and all of its perfect writing and all the callbacks to the Old Testament with reference to the importance of the New Testament as well, it makes sense to me that the 12 tribes of Egypt, would be Israel.
I know.
Egypt. 12 tribes.
COVID fog.
So close, you guys. So close. 12 tribes of Israel. would be represented.
Yeah.
Key role, right? All 12 of them. And then Jesus' 12 disciples. Because I do, and I guess I've never given it a second thought, because why would I? Like, well, what happened to those guys? Other than they just died at some point and are with Jesus now, right? Like,
Yeah.
But it would make sense in Revelation that their commitment and work that they did while on earth as humans, right, would give them a place in this scene.
Yeah.
To properly represent like where we're headed.
So you have really all human representation
100%.
of God's people.
Old,
around
new,
the old,
divine, human.
all around the throne. But they're human.
And they're elders. Like they're not
they're not
angels, they're not seraphim. Yeah, they're
cherubs.
They're elders.
Yeah, right.
And elders are people.
That really is, like, this is all kind of related. Like, this looks like Daniel 7, where the Ancient of Days is on his throne. The Son of Man comes on the clouds to the Ancient of Days, takes his rightful place, and it's divine beings still at that point in time around the throne. Now it's elders, and I just thought, elders,
interesting,
humans,
yeah,
who dressed in white, crowns of gold on their head. This is all vindication language, like. They came through the fire. If you do a history study on the 12 apostles of Jesus, the 12 disciples, every one of them that we know, we have historical records on, died a martyr's death on behalf of Jesus.
Wow.
For their faith.
Wow.
Like Peter was crucified upside down, which horrific.
Literally died for their faith.
Right, and so they're there. I think the 24 just
makes sense.
Encompasses all of God's people. It's a symbolic number. But
nothing is like arbitrary here. It's very intentional. If they're mentioning 24, 24 is important. If they're mentioning, if they're in white, white's important. Crowds of gold, it's all important. It's not just for like vanity or for like to impress them because they look so fancy. Like that's not like that's not what this is. I think it's so important to remember that nothing is an accident in any of these writings, and nothing is written down if it doesn't actually mean something. Like he's not just like, there's 24 of them. I would say like there's like 48,000 of them because it just looked like there's a lot. He's not exaggerating here. There's like 24.
Yeah.
Count them up.
Yeah, right.
So
he saw what he saw and he wrote it down.
Right.
If you believe in the inspiration of the Holy Spirit leading our biblical writers to write what they wrote down, which I do. And they don't do it with a mistake. Yeah. And it's all connecting to Old Testament imagery, which always does.
Right.
So, that plus the sea of glass, where Christ has complete authority over evil, that he keeps it crystal clear.
Yeah.
It's still existing. Okay. So we're going to find that in Revelation 21:22, there's no more sea. It goes away. Evil goes away. Chaos goes away. But in this scene, it's still there. It's just smooth and controlled.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the next part of the text, because this is what you remember and freaked out about a little bit.
A little bit.
In the center, around the throne, says were 4 living creatures. They were covered with eyes in front and in back.
Gross. Yuck.
You don't like eyeballs, I can tell. Okay.
Well, just think about that. Like, picture that for a minute.
Again, somebody needs to draw this up, right?
No, thank you. You can keep it. Maybe I won't ask ChatGPT to
don't do this one.
Paint Revelation 4 without the 4 living creatures in the center.
Stop at verse 6,
no,
right?
No, thank you.
Right. So they were covered with eyes in front and back. And then it says this: the first living creature was like a lion. The second was like an ox. The third had the face of a man. The fourth was like a flying eagle. Each of the 4 living creatures had 6 wings and were covered with eyes all around under its wings. Day and night they never stopped saying, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come." Okay, what is this? This is a scene. This is actually pretty simple to decipher, but just understand why this image is here at the worship scene with the 24 elders worshiping God. You have a representation of the strongest and the king of undomesticated animals.
Yes.
The strongest of the domesticated animals. So you have lion and ox. Mm-hmm. You have mankind, humans, depicted the face of a man.
Yeah.
And the fourth was the greatest of the
eagle.
The eagle of the air, the birds.
Huh.
So you have just what this whole, the four living creatures with eyes all around everything, basically saying all the crowning achievements of creation are represented in this worship scene.
Yeah.
So if peals of thunder and lightning, if all of creation's responding in worship, all of God's people, 24 elders, are represented in worship, so is all of the animals and humans and everything. They're represented in these four living creatures. And what is the eyes all around that freak you out? What is that all about? They have complete attention to the throne.
Okay.
And it says in the center around the throne. So they're aware. They're constantly looking.
They don't even need to be like head on a swivel. Like it's just they're just there. And they're locked in.
That is a symbol of complete awareness. Eyes all around is like complete awareness.
Okay.
It's the whole mom thing. I got my eyes in the back of my head. I know what my kids are doing.
My mom said that to me all the time.
Yeah.
I think that's why I'm scared of it.
Probably.
Because she did.
Right.
I still don't know how she saw what she saw half the time. She'd be not even facing us, and we'd be like, sticking our tongue out.
Put that tongue back in your mouth.
She would say, tuck that tongue away. And I'm like, oh, I'm sure she saw it in like a microwave or in the glass reflection.
Eyes all around, right?
She's got eyes in the back of her head. And
that's funny.
I believed her. So
sure.
I think I'm a little scared.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
Well, you have wounds in the past with eyeballs.
Well, and I was guilty, so, you know.
Well, of course you were.
If I wasn't, I would have been like, what are you talking about, lady?
So this recap so far. Okay. Oh, man.
Okay, we represented
you need help.
all of it.
Yeah. So what we have is this beautiful throne that has all these beautiful, jewels, jasper, ruby, rainbow, and emerald. And so you have this beautiful throne with God at the center of it. You have all of God's people represented by 24 elders that are worshiping him. You have all of creation reacting to that, and lightning, peals of thunder, rumblings. You have all of God's spirit there, blazing, and the seven lamps and the seven spirits. And you have the quelling, I love the word quell. Quelling of evil in the sea of glass. And then you have the four living creatures who are giving their worship to God as representative of all the best of creation. Okay?
Yeah.
And they sing, holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was, past, is, present, is to come. That's a key phrase, as we talked about in chapter 1. It will show up again several places in interesting ways that I will point out later.
Okay.
Just tuck that away.
Was, is, yet to come.
Is yet to come. Yep.
Putting it in the pocket.
Yep, put that one in the pocket. We'll bring it back up again. So verse 9 says this: whenever the living creatures give glory, honor, and thanks to him who sits on the throne and who lives forever and ever, the 24 elders fall down before him who sits on the throne and worship him who lives forever and ever. They lay their crowns before the throne. So I love that. Like, it's like saying any of my achievements as an apostle, let's say, any of my achievements as a martyr in Christ, any of my achievements as a Christian, any of my achievements as a disciple, any of my achievements as a good, godly person, doing good, godly things and the white robe things that I do in life, I even offer that to God. Mm-hmm. I lay my crown down before him.
Yeah.
So they just lay it down. There you are.
Yeah.
It's all yours. It's all yours. And that's true worship.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's really people coming to church, gathering with people they know, gathering with people they've never met before, gathering with people they haven't seen in a long time, which we just experienced all last Sunday. All this incredible reunion of thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
But the goal, and I'm sure not everybody is successful in experiencing this, but when we worship, we're supposed to lay it all down. Mm-hmm. Like, my wallet is laid down. My family is laid down.
Yeah.
My work is laid down. My friendships are laid down. My good deeds this week are laid down. My everything is laid down before him in worship. So worship is just acknowledging him as sovereign and powerful over every bit and piece of my life. Mm-hmm. That will cure a lot of ills. If we're talking about being sick,
it's
right?
the surrender, right?
Yeah.
It's like surrendering all of that to him.
Totally.
Yeah.
Completely.
And that's a hard thing to do, for like going on record. Like, it's a really hard thing to do, to do it in its entirety and its completeness. It's like it's like a muscle you got to flex, and you'll get better as you practice it. Yeah. So don't like beat yourself up if you're not able to totally do it on your first go around, because it is kind of hard. Speaking as someone who like stepped into worship as like a 30-year-old, not in the way that I do now, right? Now, several years in, I feel I'm able to like turn all of that off, give it all up to him, and in sense of worship. And every good thing that I do, I'm stopping to thank God for it. And every bad thing that happens, I'm stopping to ask God for help. Or if I can't do anything about it, I'm giving it to him and just trusting he'll handle it, or showing me a way to handle it where I can't see. So like for the listener like me, this all sounds great, and it all sounds like, yeah, totally, I'm going to do that. Yeah. It's really actually difficult to do when you're just getting started with it, but just trust it. It sometimes even feels silly. It's like, oh, okay, just give it to God, right? Like, yes. Full stop. Yes.
Just do it.
I know how it sounds to someone who's not familiar with that practice. It sounds so obscene to do this. It's not. It's actually the easiest thing in the world to do. My life got so much easier when I started doing exactly this.
So can I take this into a practical application scenario?
No, I'm just kidding. Yes.
Okay. Nice.
Well, you
nice
asked.
to be with you, folks.
You may not. This podcast is over. No, yes, please. Tell us how to practically apply it.
Well, I mean, I'm going to take it to like, how, and let me tell you, I don't care what church background you come from. It just doesn't matter. Some are more prominent than others when it comes to this topic, but all church backgrounds deal with this or suffer with this.
Okay.
We bring our crowns to worship too many times, not to offer them to God, but to try to prove to God that we're worthy.
Yes, we need to earn his love,
Earn
right?
Earn it.
We don't need to earn anything.
Nope.
We just need to trust.
It's like God gave them the crowns. God gave them the right to sit around the throne. And their reaction is to lay them down. To say, you know what? Even though he blessed me with grace and forgiveness and Jesus and everything.
Yes.
I still don't deserve that, and I'm still going to turn it back and give it to him in worship. And so, I mean, you grew up this way, and I grew up this way, more than you'd think. That
I believe you.
Not because of my parents, that wasn't it at all.
No.
But just church culture in general tends to have a bent toward works to prove to God that you're worthy, that you get to get across the finish line and get to the pearly gates and you just say, yep, you did all the right things and you said all the right things and you did more of those than you did the bad things, and therefore you get to come in here.
The scales balanced just enough to let you in.
51%. Good for you, right?
Right.
That is not how this works.
No.
And yet, I still know people who struggle with that.
I struggle with that.
Constantly struggle.
I still struggle with it, and I have to keep myself in check a lot. But I'd be lying if I told you I thought I 100% deserve God's love at all times, 100% of the time, 24/7, 25/8. Like I just don't. There are weak moments where I think, man, I've disappointed him, and I got to make it up to him somehow. What? Okay, start with that first sentence. I bet I disappointed him.
Yeah.
You don't have to make it up. Like, he knows that, you know what I mean? Like, just do better next time. Not to earn his love. He already loves you. It's never going to be in question. But if you move through life just trying to catch yourself and then bettering it in his name and in his glory and in his intention, you're fine. Like, you're fine. And for someone like me, a self-proclaimed, like, perfectionist, right? Like, just always trying to do the most and the best way and my way, that is hard to do. But that's why I did this little breakout session here to say that, like, I know how it sounds. And I was in that camp too of like, oh, okay, so I'm just supposed to surrender and just trust God's got it. Like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's not getting past him.
And by the way, you're going to like probably struggle anyway. So you can just struggle having full faith that God has got it, or you can struggle trying to control it yourself and get nowhere because really without his total faith, the dam's never going to break, right? Like it's just, it's going to continue to get pent up and built up, and you're going to kill yourself over it. It's not, and I don't mean that literally. I mean like you're going to wear yourself down into an oblivion, because the point of all of this is like to end up in this scene in Revelation. And you have to understand this is already for you. You don't have to earn this. You just have to choose to follow him. It's already for you. You don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to lay your crown down perfectly and in the perfect center and point it just right and let the light catch it just so that it catches his eye. That is so not the point. And that is coming from a perfectionist, right?
Yes.
Like that's coming from someone who would be like, ooh, that crown's just a little to the left from where I'm standing, and it's like driving my OCD crazy.
You like symmetrical things.
Love it more than anything.
Yes.
But here's the point: the imperfections is why he loves us, right? And it's
and he's
not
willing to forgive us.
Yes.
And so here's the great reversal, I think, of Scripture. Anybody ask me what is sin? And every single sin, in my opinion, always goes.
Question.
It goes. Well, it's easy for me.
Okay.
It always goes back to the Garden of Eden. Always. Did God really say? And that's Satan's, temptation to Adam and Eve. Did God really say you can be like God? So those are the two things. Can you trust God in what he says? And don't you think you can just be like God? So every decision we make that's sin, any action we do that's sin, has something to do with that.
True.
Some kind of selfishness, some kind of me in the middle,
self-righteous.
Or
crap.
I've got it figured out. I don't need any help. God, who cares what you say? So that led to the Old Testament of Israelites that got it wrong so many times, right? And the only one that got it right was Jesus.
Yes.
And he completes all of it. He fulfills all of it in the cross and in the resurrection. And then we get this vision of Jesus to end this whole narrative of Scripture in Revelation. And he's at the center of it. And immediately we go back down to the earth and we see all these churches doing the Adam and Eve thing. Did God really say, no, I'm going to tolerate these bad teachers. I'm going to get in sexual immorality. I'm going to bow down to other idols and worship other things just like they did back then. Did God really say? And they're all following that.
Yeah.
The cure? Get around the throne.
Yeah.
The cure, worship God.
Yep.
The cure, put him back in the center. The cure is like, okay, God made paradise in Genesis 1 and 2. Why would you want to disrupt that?
Right.
And we did.
Yep.
And now he's back in the center of the throne, and humans are around that, and all the creation's around that, and all of the elements of creation is around that. We're all circling the throne now, and John is trying to give us this vision. You want to get your life back on track? Get around the throne.
Yeah.
Get around the throne. I didn't read the last verse.
I really stopped you there, huh?
It's okay. I wanted to go off on that tangent. But it was a good one because I think that's what this is all about.
100%. How do we take this and use it?
Right. And so you have these 24 elders laying down their crowns. So even what they do achieve in the name of Jesus, they lay that down back to him.
Yeah.
So it's like we could pat ourselves on the back all day long. Look at what a good person I am.
He's such a good disciple. He's the best disciple.
He's so good. He's such a good Christian boy.
He was a better disciple than me this week. No.
Oh, yeah. Compare, contrast, weigh the scales. So they lay their crowns, and then the text says, and they say. And so what we get at the very end of chapter 4 is the reason why they lay their crowns down.
Okay.
The reason why they're there. The reason why they got in their car and came to heaven and went around this Divine Counsel throne. Of course, cars probably not, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Why you go to worship?
Yeah.
Here's why. Verse 11. Now, this is just the first reason why. Chapter 5 is going to give us the second reason why, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
You are worthy, our Lord and God, to receive glory, honor, and power. For you, here's the reason, you created all things. And by your will, they were created and have their being. So the basics of worship is to simply say, God, You give me the air to breathe. I exist because of you. Mm-hmm. Period.
Everything after that, which is literally everything
is a gift. Mm-hmm. This is just existence language. It is, you created things by your will because you decided it, they're created, and have their being. So they're just saying, because we actually exist and can talk about it, because we actually exist and can talk to each other and to you and worship you, we worship you for that alone. Just making us alive to exist. So he's creator God. So what you're going to see in chapter 4 is we worship God because he is creator. What you see in chapter 5, I'll give it, spoiler alert, here we go for next week.
Little sneak peek.
We worship Jesus because he's the redeemer of creation. Oh. And he allows us to have a recreation. Yeah. So we worship God as creator. We worship Jesus as redeemer. He redeems that which went wrong. Went off the rails.
Colossally.
Right. Yeah. So you hold those two things in mind in chapters 4 and 5. That will cure everything happening in the 7 churches that we just read about. Mm-hmm. All the compromise, all the temptation, all the seduction that's going on in culture that's drawing people away from Jesus. And look, 2026 church, 2026 culture, 2026 life in America, or if you're listening in another country. I don't care where you're listening from. It really doesn't matter.
The world in 2026.
Whole world, yeah. Like you are being seduced. Mm-hmm. You are being you're told to compromise your faith.
You're being sold on something
all the time.
Turn. Yeah.
And the wisdom is to be able to discern that which is true, that belongs to Jesus, and that which is almost true. Somebody gave me a definition of discernment, and it wasn't like being able to know the difference between right and wrong. It was always being able to know the difference between right and almost right. Oh, that's discernment. Okay. And so the only way I know to get, if people ever ask me, what should I do? Go to worship. Mm-hmm. Do we have a perfect worship service at FCC Morris? No, we never will.
Show me one.
Then you won't find it anywhere.
Right.
One church is a big production. Another church, it's really bad musicians. Another church, it's ritualistic. Yes. Another church is just trying hard, but not good talent. I think we're very fortunate here. I think we have really good talent. I think we have a great team. The people on stage that play instruments, I just honor them because I don't know how to play an instrument whatsoever. And I'm so glad they do. And they sing, and I don't sing so well, and yet they lead us. Yeah. And this last Sunday I thought was just unbelievable.
Oh, it was so good.
It was so good.
And
And yet, you're going to have days where you're like, I don't care about that song. So what? Still sing. Yeah. If it's about God, it will be. Yep. Sing about God, because that is the cure. If you're having problems, don't sulk in your problems. Go worship.
There it is right there with the laying down of your crown, right? You don't have to be the best singer.
No.
But you're singing for him. Right. And he knows. He knows.
And you don't have to be the best person.
No.
In fact, you're not.
No.
So if you're listening here, you're not the best person.
If you're terrible. Listening to this thinking you're the best person on earth,
there will be lightning and peals of thunder.
If you've made it this far and that's what you think, I'm going to need you to go back. Start at season 1.
Reel it in.
Episode 1.
It's not about you.
And re-listen.
Yes.
Pretty please.
Yes. It'll be good for you.
Pretty please.
So that's where we're at in chapter 4. Of course, this just opens up. You get to, Jesus is Redeemer next week. And then it starts opening up to the series of 7 seals, 7 trumpets, 7 bowls.
It's like Christ the Redeemer, like in Brazil. You want me to make that the cover art for that one?
It's a pretty good, it's a very huge vision of Jesus, sure.
It is cool. I want to go see it.
Or Touchdown Jesus at University of Notre Dame.
Who?
Touchdown Jesus over the football field.
Touchdown Jesus. I thought you were saying touch John Jesus. And I was like, what? I was like, what are you saying? We aren't rolling, Scott.
No, it's not right.
Sir, we're going to have to cut that.
I think COVID not only affected your taste and smell, but maybe your hearing too.
Maybe I am a little bit.
Or maybe I'm just not articulate enough today.
Congested a little. I don't know. We'll leave that to the listener.
Yeah, I don't know.
When you listen to this episode, did you hear touch John Jesus or touchdown Jesus?
Touchdown, TD Jesus, right? TD. So, we have all these visions of Jesus.
I already miss football.
I know. Our
season's over.
It's over.
It's fine.
But in the end, it's always about Jesus.
Always.
And let me just tell everybody listening, and then we'll get off of this and get to next week as soon as we can. If you are struggling with X, Y, or Z, you fill in the blank. Mm-hmm. If your family's falling apart, your marriage is falling apart, your finances are falling apart, you hate your job.
It seems hopeless.
Nothing's going, or a part of your life's not going in the right direction, or nothing's going in the right direction. You think substances will make it better, alcohol or drugs or whatever. If you think relationship, just chase after another relationship will make it all better. No, the cure is always worshiping God.
Yes.
That is the answer. I know it's simplistic, and I know there's a lot of nuances, and I know there's a lot of baggage that people have to overcome. I think if you're going to overcome any of it, it starts with worshiping God.
100%.
That's the
full
cure.
surrender.
That's the cure. Now,
yep.
Will you have to deal with the baggage? Yep. Will you have to unravel all the tangled knots? Yep. You have to work through a lot of stuff. But if God's not at the center of the life, it's going to be much more difficult to unravel all this and untangle it and make it make sense and overcome it.
I want to be perfectly clear, too, that surrendering your life to God does not mean it comes without work.
No.
Because I think a lot of the misconception is like, I tried the church thing and it just didn't change anything for me. Or you expected it to be like a magic wand.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or I've heard people say this, well, there are a bunch of hypocrites there in the church. And I would say, yep, you're right.
Correct.
You've come
Show
to the right
me
place.
One.
Right.
Yes. We're your people.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Yeah.
We are not perfect. And
all
we
those people are terrible.
That.
All those people are terrible.
And
well, there's plenty of abuse in the church too, unfortunately.
100%. We're only human.
But the cure is still the same.
Hasn't
stopped.
Peel back the people, the worship is still there.
It's what you need.
It's and by the way, if you have gone to a church where someone has made you feel like they are better than you or holier than thou or whatever it is, come on into FCC where we all know we're just trying to do our best. And I do think here at FCC Morris, you and your team have done a really good job of marrying the worlds of talent and entertainment and education of the Bible. I feel the three pillars are standing strong. There's not one that's less than the other, which is why I think it's such an easy place for people to walk into and walk out better and walk out happier and walk out fulfilled. Because Ross and I have invited more Ross. Ross is really good at this. Ross will talk to people and people just tell him stuff. People just tell him stuff. And he's
got
like,
a face for telling stuff.
Yeah. He's just, people just tell him stuff. And he's like, they just tell me things. And he's like, it's all the time. It's struggles. They feel like he's a safe place for it to land or whatever it is. He will invite them to church and they'll say like, I actually don't believe in God. And he's like, okay, let me just try to, what do you have to lose? Come in. Just come sit with me. We'll just hang out for an hour, sing, clap. Don't, if it's not for you, you never come back. And he has completely converted people to Christianity through just that invitation because their life is spiraling. He's like, what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose by trying to come on a Sunday to see what it's like? And it has happened more than once where these people now go to church every Sunday, here or wherever, doesn't matter, right? They've turned their lives around in the name of Jesus because they've seen the other side. They've seen how hard it is, and now they've seen like, man, life just does get better when you worship in this way, the way that these 24 elders did.
Yeah.
The way that they're laying down their crowns and saying, you know what, it's all for you. The good, the bad, the ugly, it's all in your name. I surrender it all.
Yeah.
And now I'm here to salute, to sing it, scream it, learn about it at the rooftops, that it is all for you. I surrender. And it takes practice, but it's something that it's always going to make your life better. It's never going to make it worse. Oh, yeah. It's never going to make it worse.
And just know the 2 songs that are presented here, 2 lyrics in this chapter. It's all about God's eternal presence, who was, is, and is to come. Mm-hmm. It's all about his presence, and then our presence in the sense of our coming into being. You created all things. Through you, we have our being. So you're all present, and you caused us to be present.
Yeah.
And so it has to do with this to be or not to be. That is the question, right?
Right.
He is and always will be, and we are because of him. Mm-hmm. You get that. You figured those lyrics out.
The rest.
You've sung the song.
Yeah.
You've done the worship, and that's what you need to do on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. Just close up shop here.
Yeah.
The reason why God wanted his people to Sabbath, to rest, is not just to take a nap. We've said this earlier, many episodes ago. But let me pull it back around.
Yeah.
The reason why is so that we would stop working and acknowledge him. That if we kept on working, we would start patting ourselves on the back for all the work we've done. We stop to worship him because he's the one who was and is to come. He's the one who gives us our being.
Doesn't want us to lose sight of that, though we very much have along the way.
We
We can always pull our sights back to it.
Well, Blair, I'm proud of us for pulling out of COVID and colds and ick and the vomit and everything else that's happened to us in the last month and a half. And we actually accomplished an episode.
Yeah, we just front loaded all of our crap for the year. Now it's going to be great.
I hope so.
That's what I'm trying to make that our reality here. You hear that, God?
Yeah, there you go.
We just front loaded all of it, and we're done.
We're done.
And
we
now
we don't want all the junk anymore.
And now we're just gonna be smooth sailing.
That's right.
Biggest lie ever told.
I'm just over here smiling.
We just adapt to the crap, whatever the crap is.
That's what we do. But hey, chapter 4 in the books. Yeah. Hopefully that's insightful and helpful for people to understand, just numbers mean something, images mean something, and it's not as complicated as you think it is if you just slow down, read it, have somebody explain it to me, like myself, trying to explain it to you, and then apply it. Worship. Go worship this week. That's it.
Makes sense to me. That was a good one. I'm glad we didn't go too deep into the many eyes, because I think you went deeper on that in church, and it was really scary.
All around.
All around. All right, guys. Well, that's it for Revelation 4. Next week will be Revelation 5, where Scott dives into Christ being the Redeemer. Yes. Jesus is the Redeemer. Maybe a field trip to Brazil would be cool. Love Carrie Planet.
Sure.
When she's feeling better. Oh, yeah. Man. All right, guys. Well, that is it for this week. We will see you guys next time.